All you need is a candle, something to light it with, and your intention. Candle magic is a wonderful introduction when it comes to spellcraft, as it is simple, effective, and inexpensive. Hi, I'm Ethany. I am an eclectic witch, high priestess, and tarot professional, and I've been practicing the craft for over 20 years. I'm here to give you your 101 information on candle magic. Candles are absolutely everywhere. You can get them at dollar stores. You can go and buy nice hand-rolled wax ones. You can even create them yourself from your own home. This is one of the reasons why it is a wonderful way to start your spellcrafting. Candle magic is in pretty much every form of witchcraft around the world and is very connected to folk magic, as candles were found in the household. You can have your magical tools hiding in plain sight. Did you know that you blowing out your birthday candles and saying a wish is candle magic? Fun fact right there. Here are some of the basic color correspondences for your candles. No matter what kind of candles you use, these colors can help you bring extra power to your spells. Red is connected to spells around power, anything to do with blood magic, such as menstrual magic, increasing blood flow, blood clot healing, all those sorts of things, and sex. Orange candles can be used in spells for creativity and courage. Yellow candles are used for spells for communication and study. So if you're at university or college, using yellow candles in your spells can be very helpful. Green candles are used in spells for healing, all types of healing, and prosperity. So whether that's bringing in wealth, increasing your wealth, or banishing debt, you can use green. Pink candles are used in spells for friendship, love, and romance. Blue candles are used for spells in regards to emotional healing, so anything to do with your emotions, and also for spells regarding peace. Purple candles are used for all types of psychic development spells. So if you want to do a spell that is going to increase your clairs and your connection with the spirits, this is a wonderful candle color to use. It's also my favorite color. Black candles are used in all types of protection magic and also for banishing magic. And the piece de resistance, white. White candles can be used for absolutely any type of magic. So if you have a spell that you want to cast, but you don't have anything but white candles, guess what, Buttercup? You are in luck. You can use that candle to create your magic. It's also been said that white can be used for things like connecting with spirit and the Godhead and all that kind of stuff. But I just liken it to be any kind of spell, basically. We're rolling, 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 rolling. What? Rolling, 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 rolling. Who? Awaken. Roll a, roll a, roll a candle. Roll a, roll a, roll a candle. Candle, 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 candle magic. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about anointing your candles and getting them ready for work. So what you're going to want to do is to grab some anointing oils. Now I'm really, really lucky. I get lots and lots of anointing oils from the Witch's Moon, and I have quite a collection of anointing oils. But you can basically use any type of carrier oil, such as apricot kernel oil or almond oil, and make your own. What you would do is use a carrier oil and look up and research. Use those books on your bookshelf. I know you got a million of them, and look at what kind of oil is going to support your spell. So if you're doing a love spell, for example, maybe you're going to add a couple of drops of rose oil or jasmine or damiana into your anointing oil. I'll have a few recipes over at the blog, but honestly, use your books of shadows, use your magical books, and find your correspondences and make your own. It is recommended that you don't actually just put essential oils directly onto a candle. You absolutely can, but the reason why you use a carrier oil is it's going to ensure that that essential oil lasts longer. So it's better to use a couple of drops of rose oil or 4 or 5 drops of a different oil into a larger bottle of carrier oil where you can mix it up together and make your own blend than using oil directly onto a candle where you'll use it up faster. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take the candle color that you want to use and you're going to start to anoint the candle. So when you're anointing the candle, you want to start from the middle of the candle and work your way from one direction or another. What I mean by that is if you're bringing something into your life, you're going to start from the bottom and work all the way into the middle, and from the top into the middle. So you're bringing something in. And if you're banishing or removing something from your life, you're going to start in the middle of the candle and work your way out. So I'm going to show you right now how to anoint your candle. You only want to use a couple of drops. You don't want to drench the candle and waste your oils. So I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up, anointing around the candle. See, that was just one little dippy dips of there. And then you get a little bit more and you start from the top and you work your way down. That's how you would anoint a candle. I don't know what is in that, but it smells like I want to eat it. You know how much I like my baked goods. I'm a fiend for cookies and chocolate. But cookies and cake, you want to win my affection, cookies and cake. By the way, my birthday's June 4th. If anyone wants to send me cupcakes, I'm not going to say no. So now we're going to talk about carving your candle. Now you may want to carve your candle with a name or symbols and have it as something that is going to add to your spell. So I'm going to use a green candle. Now these are little wish candles that you can get from many new age stores. I actually got this pack of, I think 20 of these on Amazon. So they're very easy to find. They're bigger than a birthday candle, but they also burn in a really good amount of time. And I'm going to use my Athame. Now I know Athames are traditionally black hilt color, but this is the Athame I have and no one's going to take it away from me. I'm going to be buried with this. I adore it. I recommend using a toothpick, everybody. You can use a bowl line or an Athame, but honestly, a toothpick is the smart way to cut it because I'm going to try really hard not to kill myself. And then you would carve, oh my God, in, oh, she's doing all right. So I'm just doing little dollar signs on this candle. Oh, I'm doing a spectacular job. She is winning at life right now. Not to... Try really hard not to kill myself. So just carved some dollar signs on there. Look, it doesn't really look all that good. After you've carved it, you would carve all around it. You can carve your name into it if you're bringing something into your life, your date of birth. You would then anoint your candle. But remember, anointing and carving are completely and utterly optional. Now we're going to talk about reading the flame, the fire, the flame. So the first thing I want to say about reading the flame is to make sure that you have looked at all of the mundane reasons why your flame is doing some wacky things. Is there a draft? Is there a window open? Is your wick too long? Now, if you have a really long wick, you will have more smoke. Have you bought a really cheap candle? Sometimes they also produce a lot of smoke, or the wax quality will also produce a lot of smoke. So if you've taken out all of those sort of mundane things, then you can also have a look at where and how the wick is moving to get some extra information from your spell. So I've got some directional information for each part of the compass. Now this would be you facing the candle would be how you interpret the direction. So north for me would be this way, south is what's facing me, then obviously you have east and west. So if my flame was pointing to the north, some physical work needs to be done around the spell. More physical activity, more mundane material things need to be done around that spell for it to manifest. If the flame is flickering to the east, actually it's doing it right now, that means it is actually doing it right now. That means that you need to have clear communication and your intentions need to be clear and truthful for the spell to work. If the candle is starting to flicker towards you to the south, this means you're extremely passionate about the project or about the spell manifesting, and that's great, but you are being asked by Spirit to be a little more open about how that spell is going to manifest. So maybe you're really, really attached to the spell manifesting in a particular way, and Spirit is asking for you to be a little less rigid. And finally, when the flame is turning to the west, that means some emotional reconciliation and healing needs to be done in order for this spell to work. Sometimes we do spell work as a way to kind of bypass some of that emotional healing, but when the flame is flickering to the west, you need to dive into that healing so that the spell can manifest. I have a simple little spell for you now. This is my little offering, and it is a candle spell for courage. Now, this is a spell that you would do over a 7-day period, and I would recommend you do this at a waxing moon. So when the moon is waxing, so from a new moon all the way through to a full moon. All you're going to need for this is an orange candle and a holder. And if you want to use some anointing oil, I would recommend using essential oils or herbs such as like lemon peel, orange, anything to do with the element of fire as well. If you look up different types of fiery elements to your herbs or your spices or your essential oils that you're going to be anointing your candle with. You can carve the candle with your name and then anoint it with the oil as I've shown previously in this video. And then what you're going to do is you're going to mark this candle with 7 markings for each day. So you want it to be as, I guess, even as possible. Look, I'm not great at math, and I'm really not a very, I don't know what you want to call it, like, you know when you like cut cake and there's always like an extra big piece, but you didn't mean to, you wanted it to be like all even? That's me. So I'm just going to go down the middle first, okay? And then we're going to do, okay, so there's 7 sections. So there are 7 markings on the candle. And then what you can do is actually use your tool. Again, I recommend a toothpick. I had to do it the hard way today. Actually, I just forgot my toothpicks. And just make sure it's all the way around the candle. You don't want to cut into the candle so that it is like falling off, but it's just so that the candle can be left in the holder without you having to disturb it. So you would just put the markings. Please be careful, especially if you're using the sharp objects, all the way around. Super, super easy. So now you have the candle marked for 7 markings, 1 for each day, and you would have anointed it and put your name on it. So now you want to make sure you have this candle somewhere on your sacred space that's not going to be disturbed for 7 days. So you want to have it on your altar or somewhere that is basically not going to get picked up and kind of moved around. Then you're going to light the candle and say this mantra, and you can say this mantra up to 13 times every single day that you do this. As this candle burns bright, my courage and power takes flight. As this candle burns bright, my courage and power takes flight.
As this candle burns bright, my courage and power takes flight. As this candle burns bright, my courage and power takes flight.
So mote it be. And you would say the so mote it be at the end of your mantras. And then you are going to allow this candle to burn down to the first little marking of your day, and that's your first day. Then you have day 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way down to the bottom. You will snuff the candle out with a candle snuffer at the end when it gets down to your little mark. The reason why we don't blow a candle is that we are blowing the magic away, and also you can tend to blow wax all over your altar as well. So it's also just like a clever thing not to do. So you'll snuff the candle out and then repeat the process of lighting the candle, saying your mantras, and then snuffing it out once it gets down to the next little notch. And that is a very simple way to add courage into your life by doing a simple candle spell. Ooh, la la. Ooh, ooh, la la. Don't you wish you could blow a candle on like Sally Owens does in Practical Magic when she goes and it lights? Don't know how many times I tried doing that. It wasn't successful. I was lied to by pop culture. Look, nothing. Can't use my Jedi mind tricks on it either. Are your spells not working or they lack a little oomph? Make sure you watch this video to find out how you can get your spells back on track. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you bumblebees next time. Look, I'm going to try it one more time. Yeah, no.